Secondary Research Project Market Question. Is the National Football League going to have a team in Los Angeles, California anytime soon? Background. There have been rumors for years of a team from the National Football League relocating to Los Angeles, California. The NFL left LA in 1995. And it seems like every season since, 2 or 3 teams are named as potential candidates for relocation. The media has mentioned the St. Louis Rams, Oakland Raiders, San Diego Chargers, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Minnesota Vikings, among others, as being the teams that would be most likely to trade their current location for a sunny, mild-weather LA home. The St. Louis Rams owner Stan Kroenke revealed in January 2015 that he had purchased 60 acres of land near the city of Inglewood in Los Angeles. He has plans for a stadium, and the lease with the city of St. Louis is up. Therefore, they are currently on a year-to-year lease. The Oakland Raiders and San Diego Chargers announced that if they fail to get new stadium deals with their current cities, they would relocate to LA and share a new stadium about 15 miles south of the city. Los Angeles could potentially go from having no teams to having 3. In 1926, Los Angeles had their first NFL team, the Buccaneers. They only lasted 10 games. The Rams moved to LA in 1946. The team played at Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum until 1979. They moved to Anaheim Stadium for the 1980 season. They played their last game in that stadium in December 1994. The Rams relocated to St. Louis, Missouri in 95. The Oakland Raiders moved to Los Angeles in 1982. The Raiders relocated in part because they needed a more spacious venue, and the Los Angeles Coliseum provided just that. By the end of the 94 season, owner Al Davis moved the Raiders back to Oakland. Since the NFL left Los Angeles in 95, there have been several attempts to reestablish a team in the city. The NFL is the most popular and valuable sports league in the United States. It only makes sense that the city in the second largest media market would be home to an NFL team. However, this has proven to be easier said than done. While there have been numerous proposals, disagreements among the competing groups, developers, and politicians have caused the city of Los Angeles to miss out on being home to an NFL team for the last 20 years. In 1999, LA came close to establishing a team. The NFL expanded to 32 teams. LA was selected to get one of those NFL teams. They were given 60 days to decide on one ownership group, one stadium site, and to come up with a financial plan. The city failed to meet the requirements, and the city of Houston, thanks in part to billionaire Bob McNair, was awarded the franchise. Recently, discussions of a Los Angeles NFL team have been stirring again. The Rams, Raiders, and Chargers have become frontrunners of possible teams to relocate to the city. At the beginning of January, St. Louis Rams owner Stan Kroenke announced that he had plans for a stadium in Inglewood, right outside of the city. Kroenke's vision is to have the Rams in their new city and stadium by the 2018 season. The plan is getting a lot of buzz. According to FoxSports.com, the Rams have notified the city of St. Louis that they will now be on a year-to-year lease. They have also collected the needed signatures from the residents of Inglewood. A public vote to approve rezoning the land where the stadium will be located is expected to take place as early as summer 2015. Once these steps are taken, there are still several possible obstacles that stand in the way of LA acquiring the Rams. However, the wheels are spinning, the process is in motion, and LA is closer to getting a team than they have been since 1999. The marketing question. Are the Rams relocating from St. Louis to Los Angeles? This question is important to both the city of Los Angeles and the NFL. For the NFL, fans of LA, it has been a long 20 seasons since their two teams relocated. For the NFL, it has been 20 years of missing out on potentially millions of dollars by not having a franchise in the second largest media market in the United States. There have been several proposals. Competing groups, developers, and politicians have continuously caused obstacles. An adequate financial plan has not been laid out. It has been close to impossible to agree on one developer and one stadium. LA was close to getting a team in '99, but that plan quickly failed as it proved to be unorganized and was not well thought out. The discussion of a LA NFL franchise faded some after that, but in recent years the topic has begun to surface again. Most recently, the St. Louis Rams, Oakland Raiders, and San Diego Chargers have made serious discussion about relocating to LA. The Rams owner, Stan Kroenke, informed the league in January 2015 that he purchased 60 acres of land near Hollywood Park in the city of Inglewood. He advised that he had partnered with Stockbridge Capital Group on plans for a stadium. According to Sports Illustrated, the plan is for an 80,000-seat stadium and a performance venue that seats 6,000. The plan also calls for retail, office, hotel, and residential space to be built at the site. The project is being called City of Champions Revitalization Project. The Rams are eligible to terminate their lease with St. Louis since they have not reached an agreement to assist in funding the necessary renovations to their current venue, the Edward Jones Dome. It seems Stan Kroenke's plan could become a reality, and according to FoxSports.com, there is a slim chance that the Rams could play in Los Angeles as early as the 2016 season. However, there are still many factors that need to come into play in order to bring the Rams to LA. After Kroenke announced his plans for the Los Angeles relocation, a group led by former Anheuser-Busch executive Dave Peacock and an attorney, Robert Blitz, presented their plans to the league for a new 64,000-seat riverfront stadium that would cost $1 billion. This proposal would keep the Rams in St. Louis, which the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell has publicly stated that's what the league wants for the Rams. However, this is the first time an owner has made a proposal for an NFL team in LA. Kroenke has not only made the proposal for the stadium, he has also purchased the land and has a solid structural and financial plan in place. The plan is in motion. There are blueprints and sketches of the stadium. The name of the proposal is City of Champions Revitalization Project. At this point, it is up to the NFL as to whether they will allow the Rams to leave St. Louis or not. It will also be on Stan Kroenke to follow through with the LA plans. There is a small chance that he could go with Peacock and Blitz's plan and stay in St. Louis. Really, this does not seem likely. And if Kroenke has made up his mind about moving to LA, he has enough money to get there, even if the NFL attempts to block that move. Current environment. The National Football League is the most valuable sports organization in the world. The league is currently valued at over $9 billion. According to Forbes.com, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell's goal is to have annual revenue of $25 billion by 2027. The NFL generates most of its revenue through media rights deals. The NFL and the networks, NBC, CBS, Fox, and ESPN, have a deal that is worth around $42 billion. The deal with NBC, CBS, and Fox is good through 2012. ESPN's deal is good through 2019. The NFL also has a new deal with DirecTV. DirecTV pays the NFL around $1.5 billion per year for 8 years in order to have the rights to the NFL Sunday Ticket. According to StationIndex.com, Los Angeles is the second largest media market next to New York City. The city has several popular sports teams. They have 2 NBA teams, the Lakers, the Clippers. They have 2 Major League Baseball teams, the Dodgers and the Angels. They have two NHL teams, the LA Kings and Anaheim Ducks, a Major League Soccer team called the Galaxy, and a women's NBA team called the Sparks. They have 27 league championships amongst the teams. LA is a major sports city, and their teams dominate among the sports leagues. It would benefit both the NFL and LA to have at least one NFL team in the city. Since the NFL left LA in '95, there have been several attempts at getting the game back to the city. The problem has been the amount of people and groups who want in on it. They have not been able to decide on a developer or a stadium site. There had not ever been a solid plan in place. In '99, they received the opportunity to have an NFL franchise. The NFL awarded the city the team as part of the expansion plan they were implementing. LA had 60 days to choose one group, one stadium site, and present a solid financial plan. They were unable to do so, and the city lost the franchise to Houston. Since the '99 deal fell through, there has been talk off and on about an NFL team finally moving to LA, but nothing had any substance. Until recently, when early this January, the Rams owner, Stan Kroenke, announced to the world that he had purchased the land in Inglewood for a NFL stadium. There are designs in place for the new stadium. In St. Louis, plans on the new stadium there. In St. Louis, plans on their new stadium are underway. The governor of Missouri, Jay Nixon, announced in February that an agreement had been reached with St. Louis Building and Construction Trade Council, the Eastern Mississippi Laborers District Council, and the Carpenters District Council of Greater St. Louis to build the stadium. An agreement has also been worked out with Ameren and the Terminal Railroad Association to move railways and power lines in order to make room for the stadium. There is still an issue with financing the stadium in St. Louis, therefore this project is still not set in stone. Analysis and implications. Although it appears the Rams are moving to Los Angeles, it still seems like it could fall through and they will end up staying in St. Louis. The fact that the city of St. Louis appears to be doing what they can to keep the team, and with Roger Goodell talking about keeping franchises in their current cities, along with the fact that it has been 20 years and there still is not a team in the city, makes most people reluctant to believe that, or reluctant to be totally sold on LA acquiring a NFL team anytime soon. There have been several proposals and there have been tons of people who wanted to be a part of this project. The plan that Rams owner Kroenke has is definitely the most thought out proposal so far. But the plan could fall through if the St. Louis Stadium funding comes through and the NFL decides to turn down Kroenke's relocation request. He does have the ability to disagree with that decision, and because of the amount of money he has, ultimately he has the power to override the decision as well. However, if he is not determined enough to relocate his team, it could never happen. But it appears that Kroenke is pretty serious about the move. He has taken every step necessary to relocate his team, and people close to him have advised that he has been wanting to relocate for quite some time now. It seems that it is inevitable that the Rams will be in LA. It may end up being a longer process than Kroenke hopes for, if the NFL decides to reject his proposal in order to slow down the efforts to relocate. But with all of the recent developments, it is likely we will be seeing a NFL team in Los Angeles in the near future.